Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Heart of New York show. This is a very special, very special show. And Anthony Blaszka is not only a close friend, he's a very special one, in that he is the only one I know and that's out there that is a singer, and he's the singer for recovery.
Amazing grace, oh how sweet the sound that saved the wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we know less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Toils and snares I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. Amazing grace, oh how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. Was blind, but now I see. I woke up this morning needing to change my ways. I'm tired of living in all my yesterdays. God, please come help me from all the shame and the guilt from my past, so I can feel free at last. Then God sent me you. Why, I knew from the start that you were meant for me. He made you beautiful and strong for me, a lovely woman who would only love but me. And I just want to say I love him and every little bit of you, and I thank you for just being you. breath that I take is 'cause of you. Oh, through all my mistakes, you stay true. And there's no question, for all that I've been through, it was painful, till God brought me you, and then I'm thankful for you loving me, for all of the moments I was blind to see. Then God sent me you. Why, I knew from the start that you were meant for me. He made you beautiful and strong for me, a lovely woman who would only love but me. And I just want to say I love him and every little bit of you. And I thank you for just being you. I love him and every little bit of you. And I thank you for just being you. Then God sent me you. I love him and every little bit of you. I love him. I love him for thanking you for helping me to change my ways.
Anthony Blaszka, welcome to the show again. And we're so happy that you came with some new songs. You sang Amazing Grace. You did phenomenal. And the most important thing is you're putting it out there for people to hear. You see, you got the calling. Tell us, everyone out there wants to know, well, wait a minute, how did all this get started?
Well, it's it's funny. I always wanted to be a singer my whole life, but I never accomplished anything, and my life was in shambles. Drinking, and I turned away from God, and I just wanted to do things my way. And after doing that for so many years, I hit a bottom, and a real bad bottom, and I turned to God and asked God for help, and He has done so. He put people in my life, people that I don't even know in my life to help me out. And I met Peter. He's a great man, and his wife, Angela. And one thing led to another. My one friend heard me singing, and he introduced me to somebody else. And I mean, this is all a gift. It's all a blessing. I recorded the 3 songs, and Amazing Grace is not my song, but I love singing it. And it's all through God. God has blessed me with all of this. I mean, this is like beyond my wildest dreams, and that's how it all came about. I had to turn my life over to care of God as I understood him. And it was just fortunate enough for me that he had the same plans that I always wanted in my life. He knows what I wanted. And because I'm doing his will, he's blessed me with that, and now I'm singing, I'm entertaining people. I'm touching a lot of people. People get in contact with me. They say, they love my music, and it's very touching. Some people, get emotional. And that's what it's all about. It's out to reach other people, that no matter where you're at, there's always help, just trusting God. But I lived a very, very troubling life, very violent life. And I don't live like that today anymore, I don't want anything, problems with people. I don't get in any kind of arguments. I walk away, and that's what God wants me to do. I don't get involved. I just participate in whatever's going on, and when chaotic stuff happens that I used to love, I don't get involved in it anymore. That's what I mean by that. And driving in a car, somebody cut you off, and right away you're going to chase them down. I don't do that anymore. If they want to cut in front of me, cut in front of me. The life that God has given me and the comfort that he has given me is, I don't want to lose that, you know? And if I act up and start acting my own ways, it's trouble for me, you know, and it's trouble for other people. And so I just like to keep it nice and peaceful. I have a close contact with God, and I just don't do the things I used to do, and the horrible things. Everybody knows what horrible things are, you know? I don't steal, you know, I don't hurt nobody. I just keep to myself and keep to God, and thank God I met guys like you know what I mean? You helped me out in so many ways. And I met some great people, and there's not much more I could say, you know.
So
when it
what
comes-
you're saying to the audience, you're saying there is definitely a power greater than ourselves.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're saying that God leads you and guides you and directs your every step.
Yes.
Now, you write these songs other than Amazing Grace,
Right.
and do you go before him? Do you like say, Lord, give me the words to write? How do you get what they want to know is how do you get inspired to write this other than we're both in recovery and you're the singer for recovery. So how do you write the words? How do you
Well, you know, like my first song I did, Change My Ways, you know, somebody asked me to write a song that, you know, I've never written a song before. And, you know, it came to my mind, you know, right away. It says, you know, I woke up this morning needing to change my ways. And everything just fell in order, you know, and God's a big part of it. Without God, there's no help. Without God, I'm left to my own resources, and that's not good. And so I think of God, and I think of my life and the way that I lived, and how I need him to help me. And the words come, you know, like my song, Win This Fight. You know, I turned away from God. You know, I did all the things that I'm not supposed to do. And when I asked him for help this time, when I got, you know, my life started getting straight, you know, it came to me, you know, with you, I could win this fight, you know. So it just comes natural after, you know, when you think about God, words just come natural to me, you know.
Now, are you ever, like, as I say, are you ever on a plateau, or do we constantly need to work on these things and get better? And if we don't, we go down. So with me, I got to work on myself every day. So is this one way that you're doing it, by writing this music and sharing it to everyone?
Oh, yeah, it's one day at a time. Do I have to work on it every day? Today, I'm a very humble person. I know that's what God wants me to be a humble person, a loving and caring person. And I try to do that to the best of my ability, you know. And that's how I work the program. I think of God and how he wants me to act. You know, I'm not 100%. I still got problems, you know. I still have, you know, the curse words that come out of my mouth that I'm aware of today. You know, before it used to be, you know, I'm making a statement. You know, today it's very stupid to make that kind of statement using them words. You know, there's no reason for it. And the thing that we're involved with, you know, there's no profanity allowed.
Right.
And so it's a great thing. You know, I learned, like, I'm here in a show with you doing this, and there's no foul language coming out, you know, because there's no place for it.
That's right. That's right. I agree 100%. And I think that's a beautiful thing, that we can get together, and when we're dumping, as I would say, or talking out things, we don't have to use cuss words.
Right.
We don't. And that's a very important thing. And this man does that. You see, it's one thing to talk about it, but when you walk it, that's a whole different thing. And that's what I want to get into next, because, you see, it's not just getting into that mode and saying, oh, boy, because Anthony and I have seen people or heard of many people that get on board, okay, and after a period of time of being on that pink cloud, which changes color, they go off.
Right.
But what he does, okay, what I try and do every day is not to go down that road. We got to go down the road where we're working on ourselves all the time. He does it in a way that, to me, makes it enjoyable, because his music's great. The words, you got to listen carefully to the words that he uses, because that's the power in his music. He relies on God. He writes the music, the notes to it, and everything, and then he spreads it to people, everyone out there. That's a beautiful thing. Am I right on saying this?
Yes, you are. Yep.
And what do you see? I mean, you got started, you got inspired by God. We all been through a lot, and you work on Anthony every day, and you're doing what I believe God has anointed you to do. What do you see down the road for your son?
I don't know. I really just take it one day at a time, you know. And but what I will say is that, you know, there's one thing about when I turn my life over to God, as I understand Him. You can't fool God. You know, if you're a hypocrite, you know, or if you're doing things that you're not supposed to do, He sees all of that. And so my love for Him, I know that He sees all of that stuff, and so I don't act on them things because I would be a hypocrite to Him, you know. And, you know, my friend had told me once, he says, you know, everything that you say about God, and if you go back to the way you were, that means everything that you said was crap. And that really, really was, like, profound to me, you know what I mean? Like, I know God's, you know, I'm not crap, and what I'm saying about God is true. And so I got to be loyal to God and to do the best I can. And by doing it, He has blessed me in so many ways. You know, like you said, this is the third time I'm on your show. I came out with 2 other songs. I mean, life is just great, you know, it really is, you know, and I shouldn't use the word great. I should say I'm blessed with this life, you know, from where I came from.
When you say, Anthony, we can't fool God, what do you mean by that?
Well, He knows what I'm going to do tomorrow. He knows what I'm going to be faced with. He knows how I'm going to act. And so I have to act accordingly, that I don't, you know, I stay on the right track. You know, that's what I'm trying to say, because He sees all and hears all and
knows all.
And knows all. And that's the whole thing. I have to be truthful and faithful to Him, because if not, I'm a hypocrite, and I don't want to be a hypocrite, you know. And by doing it, look what and how He has blessed me. Okay. I'm sorry.
That's right. That's right. And that's what it's all about, to be in His perfect will. And I'm going to even go a step further. I believe that He wrote Anthony's plan for his life before you were even born. Mm-hmm. Okay? And he's just been blessed enough to know what it is, to receive what it is, and to do what He wants, God Almighty, what He wants him to do. And that's what it's all about with every single one of us out there. We have to follow His perfect calling for our lives. I believe this. I believe this. But we got to believe another thing, that He's for us. He's got the best plan for us. And every time I did not surrender, or I wanted to take it all back and say, well, oh boy, I don't want to miss this. I don't want to lose this. I want it this way. I want it that way. How crazy is that when He's the creator of everything?
You know, you said something that really hit me, is that, you know, we're all born and, you know, we're all going to have some kind of talent. You know, if you're an electrician, plumber, you know, you're a lawyer or a doctor, whatever it is, there's a plan. He has a plan for you. Mm-hmm. And from, like I said before, like when I was little, I always wanted to be a singer. But I wasn't living according to His plan. So therefore, it was never happening. It was only a dream. Once I turned my life over to the care of Him and tried to do His will to the best of my ability, the plan started coming back together. It's the plan that He always had for me. I just had to change my ways.
But how do we know that?
You don't. You have to trust in God and just see how things go.
But how can someone out there right now that's really hurting, okay, and that I'm sure they're saying, boy, it was really nice to hear those songs and it's a blessing. How can we tell someone out there, we don't know it, but we could find it? Find His perfect will. I mean, is that, all of a sudden you got a tap on your shoulder and said, Anthony, here it is, and it came down on two big pieces of paper out of the sky?
No, how it happened to me was, I met my friend Tom. He told me to get get a voice coach, and then I met another guy that told me to write a song. So in other words, God put people in my life, and that directed me in which way to go. And all I had was an open mind and willingness to try different things. And he had put them people in my life, and then it went on from there. I met you. I met the production manager in the Bronx. It's all through people. God speaks through people. He doesn't come out and talk to me directly. Sometimes I like to feel like he does, but it's just that I know that my thinking is on the same path that he wants me to be on. He's the inner voice inside of you. Is what matters that I hear.
What makes you think, because we all do, how do you know when you're off course?
Oh, that's easy. I don't want to go off course. First thing that I know is my wife will say something to me, or at night, when I say my prayers at night, I got to ask them to forgive me for things that I've done that I know that's wrong. I know what's wrong, and it's great to go to bed sometimes at night with a clear conscience, that I didn't do nothing wrong, and it's just a great feeling.
Oh, isn't that true?
Yep.
To go to bed with a clear conscience, knowing that you did the best, even though I mess up a lot, I could still go to bed with a clear conscience because what I do that sometimes is not right, it's not intentional.
Right.
But that's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how we it goes from one person to another to another. From the story all the way back to evangelist Billy Graham, how he got noticed throughout the world and the country real fast. It happened through one man, and that man owned all the newspaper chains and all that. And it happened through that one man that came to one of his crusades and heard Billy Graham talk. And after that, it exploded. His whole ministry exploded by one man. And the man that came to one of Billy Graham's meetings in that big tent, his name was Hart. And that's how it all started. And he never, ever met the man. And that's all it takes. But Anthony's right. You got to pass it on. You got to put it out there. And then when you do, you'll come across people that will see it in you. And then another thing happens, and another thing happens. But we got to believe in it. We have to believe, as I say it, Anthony, in the promises.
Hanging around in bars, drinking like a fool, acting like someone I'm not. So I turned away from God. Yes, I did. So I did things my way, dreaming of one day being a big shot. Oh Lord, forgive me. I need your help. Please don't let me go. I couldn't hold the job, lost my friends and broke a lot of hearts. Oh, started hating myself and what I've become. Just wanted my life to be done. Oh, but now, Lord, now with you. Oh, yeah, Lord, I know I can win this fight. Lost my friends and broke a lot of hearts. Oh, started hating myself and what I've become. Just wanted my life to be done. Oh, but now, Lord, now with you. Oh, yeah, Lord, I know I can win this
Show, and I could talk all night with you about this stuff. Very gifted, as I say, anointed man in doing God's will, singing songs for recovery for you. And I want to add something very important, Jeremiah 29:11. I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you joy and peace and good health. God bless. I want to thank you all for watching. See you next time.